Hey everyone, and welcome back to the sports section. So let's talk about the state of Chelsea right now. We lost again our third game already in the Premier League this season. We lost at home against Aston Villa. In my opinion, that red card for Malo Gusto was really uncalled for. I mean, he got the ball at first, and then yes, he caught that leg. I've seen worse tackles that have gotten nothing. But hey, it's Chelsea, it's that type of season again. Okay, but let's talk about everything else around the club. We spent so much money on so many players. I've been saying this for a while now. If you've been following the channel for a couple of months, you know my opinion on the recent transfers, the fact that we went after inexperience rather than experience, right? We could have gone after people like James Maddison, but nope. Why? Because he's 25, 26 years old, and well, apparently the owners, the guys that are in charge of transfers, we're going to talk about those guys later on. That's the thumbnail of this video. They were very happy at recruiting only inexperienced younger kids and then hoping that somehow we will get results. Okay, wishful thinking. Look at our starting 11 for this weekend. Robert Sanchez in goal, then Malo Gusto, Disasi, Thiago Silva, Colwill. Which means that, by the way, Ian Maatsen and Chilwell. Okay, no option here for left back or left wing back. Fine. Pretty surprising, but okay. Then midfield. Caicedo, Gallagher, Fernandes. People question the Gallagher situation right now because he was, with one foot already out of the club in the summer. Now he's starting semi-captain. Okay, but in my opinion, if you look at our bench, it's not like we've had that many options to choose from. And remember, we're still playing Brighton midweek, so you can't really use every player every time over and over again because our injury list is already super long. And then the rest here, Mudryk, you know my thoughts on him. Waste of money, waste of time. Sterling, I've been a bit disappointed with him after a strong start of the season. Maybe it's because I put it in my fantasy team, that's why he's been underperforming. And then Nicholas Jackson, he's a type of Tammy Abraham. Let's be honest, a lot of people saw preseason, he scored goals and assists, suddenly he's our savior. No. He was good in preseason, but that's about it. And then beforehand, he had a couple of good games in Spain, but that's it. I never understood why we never went after an experienced goal scorer. Never understood that. I've singled out João Felix, which has been doing incredible work at Barcelona, and Vlahovic, which we could have signed, but no, apparently we didn't want a player that can score week in, week out. Because look at his start with Juventus this year. This season has been pretty good. But okay, no, I'm not in charge of the club. These two clowns here are: number one, Paul Winstanley, co-sporting director at Chelsea. What did he do before that? Well, head of recruitment at Brighton, which, fine, Brighton have been doing quite well. Beforehand, head of analysis, and now he's put directly into the sporting director role at Chelsea FC. Makes total sense. Then his partner in crime, Laurence Stewart. What did he do before? He was at AS Monaco as a technical director and head of recruitment and development, and now he's also co-sporting director. Everybody is blaming Pochettino for the subpar performances right now. But why? Why are we always going for the manager's head? Let me remind you, he's not even a manager, he's just a head coach, which means, no, even though he says that they're talking with the owners, they're talking with everyone and making the decisions together, no, if that was the case, he would be the manager, just like Jose Mourinho was back in 2004. He came in, he talked with the owner, with the higher ups, I want this player, not this player. This time, that's not the case. You have these two clowns, Paul Winstanley and Laurence Stewart, who make the decisions, and then the owners make some decisions as well. Who's been in football longer? Pochettino or these new guys, especially very young guys? The answer is pretty clear here. And then, if we go back to another chapter with Christopher Vivel, remember, at least he had some experience. Red Bull Salzburg, technical director at Red Bull Leipzig for 2 years and 5 months. At least he knew what was going on. And are we surprised that he left the club? No, he probably saw the clown show that was happening at Chelsea with the other two and said, look, I thought I was coming here to do a serious job. That's not the case. Those were my targets. You want to go after some other targets? Fine by me. Why should I stay here? I'd rather go find another club. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So all that negativity around Maurizio Pochettino, oh, it's his fault, always blame the manager, sack the manager, we should get someone else, etc., it doesn't really matter because the other manager or the other head coach will come in and will have to deal with the same BS as Maurizio is dealing right now. Going after inexperience instead of experience, going for some grand project that might or might not work in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years or so. Because guess what? This season, forget about top 4. Forget it. Unless we, I don't know, somehow in January get every player that we actually need. I mean, by January we'll probably be still 8, 10, 11th or something like that. There is no way that we get Champions League next year. And if we continue like this, I mean, why should great players join this club if we can't even promise them European football? Just doesn't make any sense. But hey, let's trust the project, right? The project. Burley knows what he's doing. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's an American that has a baseball team. I believe Dodgers are a baseball team, right? What does he know about Premier League? He knows how to splash the cash on inexperienced and overvalued players. I mean, I've seen some tweets about Declan Rice. They didn't want to go for Declan Rice because they knew there was an English premium price tag on him. Okay, it would make sense if we did not spend even more money on Caicedo. But, I mean, does anything make sense with Chelsea these days? Probably not.